The Sunshine Institute is by far the highest security prison in this entire series. No fame, no fancy entrance, no decoration this time, just a solid, massive unit of obsidian. This Goliath of prisons is defended by a 40-block thick wither defense, surrounding a massive delicate wall of sand, such that if any block of sand is broken, it will activate an entire ring of butted pistons instantly, which will send a signal to the interior to area ban it. It is impossible to break into this prison without setting off the kill switch, and yet, I'm going to do it anyway. One block at a time. That's right, I'm finally playing in the one block at a time April Fool's snapshot. That means I have no hunger, no inventory, no hotbar, no access to containers, no way to craft, and I can only hold one block or item at a time. And with such a massive limitation, can I break into a Grandmaster tier prison using exploits that have never been published before without being detected? The answer is yes, of course I can. But first, we need to find George. Now technically when I said there's no way to craft, that was a lie. There is a way to craft in this snapshot, but it's very, very weird. And to do it, we're going to need a crafting table, so I've traveled to the nearest village. Basically the way this works is you set all the ingredients you want on the ground in a 3x3 grid, and then you just throw the crafting table and have it land on the ingredients. So in this case, we get planks, but you only ever get one item for every ingredient in the recipe. Now to craft the very important item I want to make, I'm going to need string. And I don't know if there's any way to get string in a village. I don't know if there's any particular entities or mobs that might drop string. Maybe, Huh. It didn't drop string. Okay. Still no string. What? Wait, still no string. What? Okay, so I've killed more cats than I can legally say, and I haven't gotten any strings, so I'm moving on to plan B, and that is to find a desert temple, because the chests usually have a lot of string. But remember how I said you can't open containers? If you try... Yeah, so this is what items look like when dropped, and I just have to sift through them until I find string. Okay, no string, let's check the next chest. Whoa, 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 what? Huh? Why is there no string? Oh! Wait, string doesn't show up as an item, it shows up as a block, because you can place it. Okay, we got string number 1. And of course, I can only carry them back to the village one at a time. That's string number 2. Number 3. Oh, the path back takes so long. And string number 4. Now we need to find a slime ball. Unfortunately, in my travels, I did find a swamp. So the way to kill mobs is to pick them up like any other block, and just yeet them. Perfect! Okay, easy. And now we face a problem, because I want to craft a lead, but to craft something, you have to throw the crafting table onto a block that's part of the recipe. But this recipe doesn't have any blocks, and if we throw the table on it, nothing happens. Luckily, Mojang did program a solution for this, but I'm gonna have to find 8 more crafting tables. So now what we have to do is place the crafting tables on a 3x3 grid, place all the ingredients except for one, and then throw the final ingredient, which will hopefully... Yes! Okay, finally, I can get a lead. And now we must find George. You see, George is a llama, and I'm pretty sure I saw him somewhere near these mountains. Did he despawn, or... Oh! Oh, they're in the cave! Oh, shoot! Wait, I have to dig him a staircase to get him out. Oh, we have to go back to the crafting tables. Now here's where the magic comes in. Because once we tame this llama, if I take a chest, and then shift-click the llama, I now have access to my inventory so I can carry multiple items for my actual escape. Yep, that was all just to get my inventory back. We haven't even started the escape yet. But with my new friend George, we will go and travel the world and collect all the items we need. Okay, so I just did a little bit of off-camera mining and I got all the resources we're gonna need for this escape. Okay, look, how I got the items isn't important. You came to watch me break into a prison, not collect resources for 45 hours. So the way to get things out of the llama is the same way I put them in. You open the llama, you take a single item, press F, exit the llama, and then press F again, and now I can start building the machine. Okay, so I just finished doing some off-camera building, and I've completely constructed an entire wither boar. If you've never seen a wither boar before, imagine a giant flying machine with a wither glued to the front of it, and when it hits a wall, it keeps going because the wither destroys everything in its path. Now, normally the grid of water and lava would stop the flying machine, but the wither defense here only goes up to y = 70, and we are a little higher up, so the only thing standing in our way is the sand wall, which can still detect when the wither boar flies through it. Or can it? Let's imagine this is a model of the Sunshine Institute and we'll simulate a break-in. The white terracotta represents the band area and the warped planks is the safe interior we're trying to get to. If we break in from the east wall, the signal will be received by the sound wall and be sent south, then east, where it reaches a line of observers that send the signal north, and then finally west to the center of the complex, where it reaches a trapdoor next to a tower of wall blocks. And when the trapdoor is flipped, it updates the walls and sends a signal in 0 ticks down to the kill switch, which is low enough to be protected by the wither walls. And all of that seems to work fine until we assume I stand right here and we look at a map of the loaded chunks. Now that we can visualize what chunks the player is loading, let's simulate that situation again. When the wither boar makes impact, the signal is sent south and east through the sand wall until it hits unloaded chunks before it reaches the observers. And this is the critical flaw. The middle of the signal is unloaded, but the end of the signal is. And as long as I don't get any closer, the signal will remain in stasis. Unfortunately, this is a two-edged sword, as the sand wall stops the wither boar from traveling further. But what about second wither boar? That's right, I built a second one that I didn't even tell you about, but before we send it, I need to deploy a few TNT flying machines to kill the bait from the last one. I should have mentioned this before, but the way you stop the wither from flying away is by getting it to target a mob and then letting the mob ride on top of the flying machine. And I don't want the second wither to get distracted by the bait meant for the first wither. Once it's in place, I can turn off the safety and send the second flying machine en route to destroy a redstone line. And it makes quite a journey, flying past its predecessor all the way through the prison until it reaches the interior where it tears apart the mining detector. And then, I kid you not, finally breaks down just a few blocks after boring through the trapdoor and wall signals, shutting down the prison's entire break-in detection system. Which means even if the chunks with the observers load again, the signal cannot reach its destination because the trapdoor has been destroyed. Now sure, I've disabled the break-in detection system, but I still have to actually break in. And under normal circumstances, this would be pretty easy. You could throw an ender pearl on the roof, or send a moving stasis chamber to the inside, use band inputs in Elytra, or a really powerful horizontal player cannon. But none of those work in this version. Explosion physics is completely different. You can't equip Elytra at all, and if you try throwing an ender pearl, you just throw the ender pearl. And thus, this challenge has forced my hand to discover new technology. I call it the BIE. It utilizes a certain client-side glitch that I never found a use for until a certain Minecraft YouTuber leaked it to the normies. All you have to do, or the way I've always done it, is right-click the white bar at the top of your window. This stops the server and the client from sending packets of information to each other without disconnecting from the server. But think about it, if the server can't send you packets, it can't send you oversized packets. And that's all an area ban is, an oversized packet. And sure enough, this glitch makes you immune to area bans. But of course that isn't helpful because you can't actually move when you're on that screen. Or can you? As for how I'm going to do it, I'll give you a hint as I send these rail flying machines. BIE stands for Ban Immunity Express. I'm going to cross an area ban with a simple minecart. First, I'll send George across so I can access him when I get to the other side, and then I'll get in the minecart, and all I have to do is time this right, pull the lever, and then hit the glitch, and you can't see it from my point of view, but I am now traveling through an area ban. Yes! I made it! This would be a lot more intense if this wasn't a single player world and all the area bans are fake, but the proof of concept is valid. Now I'll just take my last item from George and throw it to the bottom so I can use it when I get down there. Conveniently, the snapshot actually makes it pretty easy to scale down a wall safely with a slime block, so I'm gonna go down the safe way. I see the wither, but I don't think he sees me. We're almost there. Alright, okay, good. We're safe now. No, we're not! This is not good. This is not going to plan. Okay, I need a plan B. Wait, why didn't I think of this before? Okay, I think I have an idea. If I just reset my spawn on one side and then... No! Oh, the bed's still there. He just moved it. Okay, leave. Ah, I'm at half a heart, but I still heal over time, and he can't do damage if I just run fast enough. Oh my gosh, this is so terrifying. Wait, okay, it should be day now. Yes! Oh my gosh. And now I just have to loop around to the opposite side? This has to be far enough away. Come on. Kill me! Did it work? Is it gonna follow me? I think it worked! That was not supposed to be part of the video. After all that was done, I burrowed into the guard hallways and disabled the suicide switch in the cell cobble regen, and then I mined into the cell to pick up my prisoner. I took him out of the interior, brought him to the bed, and used the same wither that got me in here to get us out.